We are starting with economics today. Up till now, you may not have done this as a subject. Economics is all about buying, selling, money, income, and the first lesson that we will be doing in this is development. Now, this lesson about development, what exactly is development? Development यानी विकास. Here we will see, when we talk about development, there are different people who have different ideas about development. Now, the first point that I have put for you, different people can have different goals. अलग लोगों के हिसाब से विकास क्या हुआ, तरक्की क्या हुई, उन्नति हुई कि नहीं, अलग मायने रखता है. Some people feel if you have grown in height, that means you have developed. That means that person is developing well physically. Some people will feel that mentally you are developed because now you are more educated, you have more knowledge. So each person has a different idea about development. Next point that we have here, what may be development for one may not be for another. एक जो मानेगा कि यहाँ तरक्की हुई, दूसरा शायद नहीं मानेगा. For example, when you know about a dam being built, like when they were building a dam at Narmada, some people will think, yes, this is a very good thing because then now hydroelectricity will be produced, there will be irrigation facilities. For other people, it may not be development for them because they will lose their land. एक को लगेगा very good, electricity पैदा होगी, आप जब धरण या बांध बांधेंगे तब, डैम बनाएंगे तब. दूसरे के लिए ऐसे होगा कि उसकी ज़मीन चली जाती है, उसको दूसरी जगह जाना पड़ता है अपनी ज़मीन छोड़ के. तो एक को जो तरक्की लगे, दूसरे को शायद नहीं लगे. Third point that we see here, development for one may prove destructive to another. Destructive यानी जो नाश करता है. तो एक के लिए अगर तरक्की होती है तो दूसरे के लिए विनाश भी हो सकता है. Very often we find that environmentally, whenever there is progress or what we call development, maybe industrial development, it will create a kind of a loss or destruction of our environment because of more pollution, because of smoke. So it can happen that one feels that it is development, that means more and more industries are growing, people are getting employment, people are getting money, they are getting paid salaries. But on the other hand, environmentally it might be destructive. It may not be called development. Fourth point that we have here, people look for a mix of goals. Everyone doesn't have the same goal that we saw in the beginning itself. But even one person may have a combination of goals. That means, yes, I would like us to develop economically, for which of course industries, transport and all is required. But I want it to be in such a way that it is balanced. Environmentally also we should not be affected. And finally, we have fifth point, different people can have conflicting notions of development. Notions means ideas. Conflicting means opposite. दो लोगों के दो टोटली विरुद्ध मायने रखते हैं कभी कभी उनके मन में कि तरक्की यानी क्या, दोनों का शायद सही होगा. सो व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज डेवलपमेंट? तो डेवलपमेंट यानी है क्या, अलग लोगों के हिसाब से अलग, वो तो हम समझे. एक के लिए जो तरक्की होगी शायद दूसरे के लिए नहीं, उसको कहना तरक्की नहीं होगा शायद. But what exactly is development? That we will see from economics point of view. Development of an individual person is different. Development of a country can be different. Now, as a person, when we say a person is developed, as told you already, mentally developed, become more mature, or physically developed because the height has grown and the person is developing as one should according to one's age. For a country, when we say developed countries, most of the developed countries that you know lie in the West, that means like USA, Germany, and in the East we give example of Japan, which is also a developed country. Why do we call them a developed country? One, because they earn a lot of money. They have a lot of money in the sense as a country. We are not talking about individual person. एक व्यक्ति की आमदनी के बारे में नहीं बात कर रहे हैं, एक पूरे देश का कितना तरक्की हुआ या नहीं वो उनकी आमदनी से हम नापते हैं. Okay, so we call them developed countries. Second point that we might see is in that country what is the standard of living. जीवन स्तर क्या है उनका, यानी उनके पास luxuries hai, comforts hai, not only the basic needs. Food, clothing, shelter, everyone generally will have, or some don't even have that. So then we consider countries in 3 different stages. That means we can have countries which are underdeveloped, or we can have countries which are developing, or we have developed countries. India is considered as a developing country. That means it is on its way to becoming developed. Hopefully, we will be developed very soon. Abdul Kalam wanted it that way. By 2020, he was hoping India will be one of the developed countries, one of the top 10 countries. Underdeveloped countries, generally, when I spoke about having basic needs being fulfilled, it may not have all that. Developing countries will have partly, and partly it will still need something more. And developed countries generally will have all the things that we looked for in a developed country. Now, India is a developing country. Developed countries, I already gave you examples, even Germany, in Europe, for example, France, England, all these will be considered as developed countries. Underdeveloped countries will be those countries which are really poor. Very often they might have floods, like Bangladesh keeps on having floods, or Ethiopia keeps on having famines and droughts, which is why they continue to remain poor. Also, we find that agricultural based countries are generally not among the developed countries. Industry based countries are among the developed countries. So now from your lesson, let us see all about development. The idea of development or progress has always been with us. We have aspirations or desires about what we would like to do and how we would like to live. Similarly, we have ideas about what a country should be like. What are the essential things that we require? Can life be better for all of us? How should people live together? Can there be more equality? So, when we think about development, we keep on thinking, is our country developed? Is it good? Is it not? Do we have equality in our country? Really speaking, we don't have that much of gender equality, social equality, political equality we do have. So in a developed country, maybe we are looking for equality, maybe we are looking for something else. Development involves thinking about these questions and about the way in which we can work towards achieving these goals. Goals means what you are trying to achieve. तो जब हम डेवलपमेंट के बारे में बात करते हैं, हम ये ट्राई करते हैं कि हम कैसे हमारा जो लक्ष्य है, ध्येय है, डेवलप्ड हम किसको कहेंगे, यानी वहाँ तक हमें पहुँचना है, हम कैसे वहाँ तक पहुँचे. We always will try to make ourselves developed. Whether we are underdeveloped, whether we are developing, everyone wants to be part of the rat race to become developed. This is a complex task. That means ये सरल बात है नहीं. यानी आपको डेवलपमेंट तो चाहिए, लेकिन वो कैसे हम अचीव करेंगे, कैसे हम पाएंगे. And in this chapter, we shall make a beginning at understanding development. Okay, in a small way, I have already tried to explain to you. Now let us see from our lesson. You will learn more about these issues in greater depth in higher classes. Also, you will find answers to many of these questions, not just in economics, but also in the course of history and political science. Now here they have spoken about 3 subjects: economics, history and political science. Politically, we might say it's a developed country, it has democracy, everyone has equal right to vote, there is gender equality also. So those type might be a sign of developed country politically. Historically, India in fact was considered a very developed country. During the time of Gupta period, golden age, we were considered highly developed. Our culture was developed, our literature was developed, we had lot of knowledge about astronomy, about medicine. So we were considered a developed country during those days, in history, in historical period. But today we are considered as a developing country. After the onslaught of British rule, then most of our riches were taken away, and which is why we still continue to be a developing nation. The third subject that we saw is economics. So politically we might have rights, we might have a democracy. Historically we were always considered developed. And if you see according to economics, Now, economics always tends to go towards money. So, money wise, when we talk about what is the earning of India as a whole, the gross domestic product or gross national income of India, that is taken more into consideration when we are talking about development of a country economically. Now, this is because the way we live today is influenced by the past. We can't desire for change without being aware of this. In the same way, it is only through democratic political process that these hopes and possibilities can be achieved. अभी हमने जो गोल बनाए थे, उसको कैसे पाएं, वो कैसे पा सकते हैं, वो पॉलिटिकली हम उस गवर्नमेंट को वोट करेंगे जो हमें जो चाहिए वो करके देती है, जिस रास्ते पे हमें जाना है, या whatever is our aim. So that is political. Now, here we are talking about economics again. So let us come back to economics. Let us try to imagine what development or progress is likely to mean. Now, here they have given you a table in which they have given different goals. अलग लोगों के अलग अलग गोल्स होंगे. टेबल में हमें अलग अलग लोगों के बारे में दिया है और हर एक का गोल या ध्येय या लक्ष्य अलग होगा. फर्स्ट, दे हैव सीन लैंडलेस रूरल लेबरर्स. ऐसे श्रमिक जिनके पास अपनी ज़मीन नहीं है लेकिन ज़मीन पे काम करते हैं, हल चलाते हैं, लेकिन अपनी ज़मीन नहीं है, तो उनका ध्येय क्या होगा? What will make them feel that yes, we have developed or we have progressed in life? To have land of their own. Second type, prosperous farmers from Punjab. Prosperous means rich. Rich farmers from Punjab, Haryana who have big land. Now what will their goal be? You will say, but they are already rich. Now maybe they might want better technology. For example, now we have tractors and all. They might want the type of machines that you have in America, in Australia, the combines that they use. So that might be their goal. Farmers who depend only on rain for growing crops. ऐसे जो farmers हैं जो total निर्भर होते हैं बारिश के ऊपर, तो कभी बारिश हुई नहीं हुई तो उनकी फसल उगेगी या नहीं उगेगी, तो उनको क्या चाहिए होगा? They will want irrigation facilities. They will want that there should be wells which are dug up, canals which are made, यानी उनके लिए नहर बनाया जाए, so that they can always have water, because they will not want to have a problem due to lack of rain. Next person that they have seen, rural woman from a land owning family. That means a lady who has land of her family, but what happens is that land is always in the name of a man. Very often in some of the places they don't even allow the women to sow seeds in the land. They feel it is happy situation, it is not a good situation, it will bring bad omen, and they don't allow her after her husband's death. So that woman will probably want rights, that I should also get the right to own land. If you have urban unemployed youth, urban means जो शहर में रहता है और उसे काम नहीं है, तो शायद वो चाहेगा कि मुझे employment मिले. A boy from a rich urban family, he might want employment. A girl from a rich urban family, she may want freedom. Suppose she wants to study abroad. Or an Adivasi from Narmada Valley. Now Narmada Valley, I had given you example before also, because they might want land. And only giving land is not good enough. So what can be the different goals? तो अलग अलग लोगों के को क्या क्या चाहिए होता है. So what are our goals? Let us see. Somebody might want a job. That means employment. यानी उसे job चाहिए. किसी को land चाहिए because they are landless. Somebody might want rights or equal rights. Very often women will want equal rights. So we can see that goals या जो आपका ध्येय है, लक्ष्य है, वो हर एक जन का अलग हो सकता है. So we saw different examples over here how everyone wants something different. Somebody who already has lot of land, like the rich Punjab farmer, he wanted better technology. So we see that everyone may want something different. Having filled the table, let us examine it now. Do all persons want the same thing? No. We saw that each person wants different types of things. These are just main points that we have put down. Otherwise in life also, if you take more and more examples, you will see that different people want different things. Somebody might want a house, somebody might want to get married, they are not getting a girl, somebody might want money, somebody might want different things. Okay? So they seek things that are most important to them. That means they feel that it will fulfill my desire. Of course, man is never satisfied. Once one goal is achieved, he will want something else maybe. But basically, you will find that everyone wants different things, and yet everyone wants some basic things which are common. Food, clothing, shelter, education, health, all this is wanted by everybody. Now, persons may seek things which are conflicting. Conflicting in the sense which oppose each other. For example, a girl expects as much freedom and opportunity as her brother. She doesn't get that much freedom. She has to do all the household work, brother doesn't have to do. So for her, she may be educated. Both are being sent to school, but she is not getting the kind of freedom that her brother gets. Or she is burdened with certain duties which her brother is not burdened. Similarly, to get more electricity, they might want to build dams, but when you build dams, then the environment gets spoiled. So the people, the Adivasis, like you saw in the Narmada Valley, who lose their land, they may not want the dam. They will say, we don't want electricity, we live without electricity. They live in the jungle, they live in the forest, they live in the hills. So they don't want electricity. And you might try to tell them that we are making hydroelectric plant and all. So you will see that different people want finally different things. Now, you will notice one common thing. People desire regular work. Now, I have written job, that means employment or work. Everybody wants to have regular work. Regular work means what? At the end of the month, they know that they are going to get so much salary. Daily wage workers sometimes have insecurity that I don't know whether tomorrow I will get enough to eat also. For today, I have got a job because I am being paid on a day-to-day basis. Better wages. Now, not only job, they want a job, but they want better salary. Whatever they get just now maybe is not enough, so they want more salary. Decent price for their crops. Now, if you have grown your crops, you have your land, you have your technology, you grew your crops. अभी आपने जो उगाया उसके लिए आपको दाम या कीमत जो मिलती है वो भी अच्छी चाहिए. यानी आपको जॉब चाहिए, नौकरी तो मिल गई. नौकरी मिलने के बाद में आपको आपका जो सैलरी है वो अच्छी सैलरी चाहिए. फिर आपने अगर कुछ धान उगाया उसके लिए अच्छा दाम चाहिए. So all the time you'll find people always want something or desire something. In other words, they want more income. What is income? Income यानी आमदनी. ये टेक्नोलॉजी जो थी वो भी क्यों उसको चाहिए? ताकि वो और धान उगा सके, फास्टर, बेटर, ताकि उसका इनकम बढ़े. लैंड क्यों चाहिए था उनको? ताकि उनको फाइनली उससे इनकम मिले. जॉब क्यों चाहिए था? ताकि इनकम मिले. सो वन मेन गोल दैट एवरीवन हैज इज टू अर्न मनी. Income is what you earn, whether it is daily wages, whether it is a salary. So everyone needs income. Here we are talking about economics, so naturally we'll be talking about money. Besides seeking more income, one way or the other, people also seek things like equal treatment. So they are looking for equality. I have got income, my brother has got income, but why am I being treated differently? So person may want equal treatment. Person will want equality, or he is being given freedom, I am not being given freedom. So people will want freedom. So other than income, they also want equality. They also want freedom. Okay, so all these are the different goals of people. In some cases, they may be more important than income. Sometimes people say, I don't mind not getting so much income, but I want my freedom, I want my rights, I want to be treated as an equal. More income is wanted today because the consumption has increased. Sometimes if we are not consumer society or consumerist, we can manage in a certain amount of income. So it may not be only income that one is looking at. Money or material things that one can buy with it is one factor on which our life depends. but the quality of our life also depends on non-material things. If it is not obvious to you, then just think of the role of your friends in your life. You may desire friendship. Now you'll say, in economics, what is this? Of course, this is to do with our heart, it is to do with our mind, it is to do with our emotion. Everyone wants love. Love from family, love from friends, everyone wants to be accepted, everyone wants to be liked. Similarly, there are many things that are not easily measured, but they mean a lot in our life. These are often ignored. जब हम इकोनॉमिक्स में बात करते हैं, हम हमेशा पैसों के बारे में बात करते हैं. पैसों से जो आप खरीद सकते हैं, वो शायद आपको खुशी देगा. लेकिन कभी-कभी खुशी ऐसे चीज़ों से मिलती है जो नापी नहीं जा सकती. तो वो इकोनॉमिक्स में उसको मायने नहीं रखता, लेकिन हमारे जीवन में मायने रखता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आवर फैमिली, आवर फ्रेंड्स, तो दे आर ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस. हाउएवर, इट विल बी रॉन्ग टू कंक्लूड दैट व्हाट कैन नॉट बी मेजर्ड इज़ नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट. तो जो हम गिनती नहीं कर सकते हैं, उसे मानने में लेना ही नहीं है या उसको इम्पॉर्टेंस नहीं देना, ऐसे नहीं है. कंसिडर अनदर एग्जाम्पल. इफ़ यू गेट अ जॉब इन अ फार ऑफ प्लेस, बिफोर एक्सेप्टिंग यू वुड ट्राई टू कंसिडर मैनी फैक्टर्स. ओके, यहाँ पे हमने देखा, फर्स्ट हमें क्या चाहिए? जॉब. आपको जॉब मिल गई, लेकिन वो बहुत दूर है, आपको आपके फैमिली को छोड़ के जाना पड़ेगा. तो ऑल दीज थिंग्स ऑल्सो यू विल कंसिडर. Apart from income, such as facilities for your family, working atmosphere, opportunity to learn. When you take a job, you also see, is it convenient for you? Is it near your house? Do you have to travel a lot? It is not only how much salary they will give. Or is there scope for promotion? Is there scope to learn something new? तो आप जब जॉब लेते हैं, ये सब भी आप सोचते हैं इसके बारे में, not only money. A job may give you less pay but may offer regular employment that enhances your sense of security. अभी एक जॉब आपको मिली, it's a one time job, जैसे एक्टर को मिलता है. ओके, उसको एक रोल मिला, उसे बहुत खुशी हुई, मुझे इतना मिलेगा मेरे रोल के लिए, बट इट्स अ वन टाइम थिंग. एज अपोज टू दैट, उसे थोड़ा कम मिलता है लेकिन रेगुलरली मिलता है, तो उसको एक जॉब सिक्योरिटी मिलती है कि मुझे हर महीना इतना तो आएगा, बराबर. सो समटाइम्स सम पीपल मे वॉन्ट जॉब सिक्योरिटी. दैट मीन्स भले ही कम मिले लेकिन रेगुलरली मिले. Another job, however, may offer high pay but no job security. So then you might opt for, now it is your choice. You can take this job which is offering high pay but no job security, like in a private firm. Very often people want government job because it is a fixed job till you retire and you have job security, you're going to get pension. So sometimes they opt for that. Some people feel, no, I want to take this job because it is offering a good salary. But you may not be a permanent worker over there. So you never know when you will be removed. This will reduce your sense of security and freedom. So we can see that different people may look for different things. So in a job also, what are you looking for? Good income, job security, regular income. So these are different things that are important to you. It is true that women are engaged in paid work and their dignity in the household and society increases. However, it is also the case that if there is respect for women, there should be more sharing of housework. Now, a woman has got a job. Okay, she has got more respect in the house because she is earning and she is considered as equal. So then she feels, when I come home, even my housework should be equally shared by the husband, which may not happen. So the woman may not be looking for getting more pay. She may not be looking for equality because she has equality. She is educated, she is earning just like any man. And yet she finds that she is bogged down with household duties. तो जो औरत काम करती है, उसे शिक्षण मिला, नौकरी मिली, आमदनी मिली, लेकिन शायद वो ये देखती है कि घर पे सारा काम वही करती है. So she wants some sharing of responsibility by the male members also. A safe and secure environment also is very important for women. जो औरतें काम पे जाती है, शायद वो सिर्फ आमदनी नहीं देखती. Is it safe? रात को अगर कॉल सेंटर में आदमी जाता है काम करने और उसे सेफ लगता है कि मेरा बलात्कार तो नहीं होगा, I will not be raped, A woman also needs to feel safe. So this might be her goal. So she might want income, she might want equality, freedom, she has got all this. She might also want safety, which is also very important for most people. Even a man would not like to be out in the open where he feels crime rate has increased. When I come home, which day I will come home, not come home, I will be murdered on the way, somebody will steal my wallet. So he may not want that. So we also look for security. Hence, development goals that people have are not only about better income, but many, many different things. So when we talk about development, we talk not only about money. So a developed country, when we talk about most of the countries that are developed, we talk about them having money, good transportation, good health facilities, good educational facilities, equality of gender, freedom, security. All these different things together will make us feel that yes, this country is developed. National development. Now, not individual development only, we are talking about a nation. You will realize that for us as an individual, we want different things, and for our country, we might want different things. If you have read Rabindranath Tagore's poem, he envisages a country where he can be born, where there is freedom, where you can hold your head high and be unafraid, where ignorance is not there, where people don't have false superstitions and beliefs. So he wants a country like that. In his mind, that was a developed country. Gandhiji wanted a developed country where the basic needs of everyone is fulfilled. It is not that one gets a lot and one has nothing, where you have a country of haves and have-nots. So, idea of development can be different. Now let us work this out. Here they have given you an example. A vessel dumped 500 tons of liquid toxic waste into open-air dumps in a city in the surrounding sea. This happened in a city called Abidjan in Ivory Coast, which is in Africa. The fumes from the highly toxic waste caused nausea, skin rashes, fainting, diarrhea, etc. After a month, 7 persons were dead, 20 were in hospital, and 26,000 treated for symptoms of poisoning. A multinational company dealing in petroleum and metals had contracted a local company of Ivory Coast to dispose the toxic waste from its ship. Now, one country is very developed. Developed country ने एक underdeveloped country देख के अफ्रीका में उनका जो chemical waste है वहाँ पे dump किया यानी फेंक दिया. उसके कारण इतने लोगों की मौत हुई, इतने लोगों का poisoning हुआ, nausea यानी vomiting, rashes, skin rashes, ये सब हुआ. तो क्या हम कह सकते हैं कि development हो रहा है? यानी यहाँ पे एक फैक्ट्री बन रही है, वो आमदनी कमा रहे हैं, आप शायद कहेंगे बहुत लोगों को उसके कारण रोज़गार मिलता है, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ वो जब केमिकल्स अपने नदी में डालते हैं या लैंड इज़ डम्प्ड, दैट टाइम यू फाइंड दैट मेनी पीपल आर अफेक्टेड बाय दैट, देन दैट इज़ नॉट कॉल्ड डेवलपमेंट. Even if the idea what constitutes development can be varied and conflicting, then certainly there can be differences about ways of developing. अभी कैसे develop हो उसका भी एक तरीका हो सकता है. जैसे हमने देखा कि अलग अलग लोग सोचते हैं development क्या है. किसी का लक्ष्य जो है कैसे भी by hook or by crook यानी गलत तरीके से या सही तरीके से आपको अपना गोल अचीव करना है. So how you develop is also important. For example, now आप भाजी फल खा के अपनी body develop कर सकते हैं, अंडे खा के, right? Or you can do it by taking steroids. You can do it in an artificial manner. So you can decide how you want to develop yourself. Same way, a country also can decide how they want to develop themselves. What are the values that they are giving? That means, is it only to industries or is it to environment? Is it to the lifestyle or is it only money? So you can decide how you are going to achieve it. If you know of any such controversy, try to find out arguments advanced by different people. Arguments जो रहते हैं, यानी जब आप बहस करते हैं, बहस यानी झगड़ा नहीं, दो लोगों के दो मत हो सकते हैं. आपको लगता है कि हम तरक्की इस तरीके से कर सकते हैं, जैसे आपको अच्छे नंबर लाने हैं in your exam. That is your goal, correct? One might say study and achieve that goal. One might say copy and achieve that goal. Both are ways of achieving your goal, but you have to decide how you're going to achieve it. And each country and each person decides for themselves how they are going to achieve this developmental goal. Now, how will we compare different countries? जब हमने ये 3 टाइप के कंट्रीज दिए, अंडर डेवलप्ड, डेवलपिंग और डेवलप्ड, उन्हें जब हम उनकी तुलना करते हैं कि ये डेवलप्ड कंट्री है, ये अंडर डेवलप्ड कंट्री है, तो हम कैसे तय करेंगे कि वो डेवलप्ड है या अंडर डेवलप्ड है? Now, what are the points that we try to see? Whenever you talk about the gross income, that means in a country how much is earned in one financial year. In India, financial year starts from 1st April and ends on 31st March. इस साल में इंडिया में कितनी कमाई हुई, तो ये हम कैसे गिनती कर सकते हैं? 3 methods are there. पूरे देश का इनकम, या तो प्रोडक्शन, या तो एक्सपेंडिचर. All 3 methods will give you the same answer. एक देश का जब हम इनकम देखते हैं, दूसरे देश के साथ जब तुलना करते हैं, how will we decide which one has earned more? Because the currency of each country is different. कहीं पे रिंगिट है, जैसे मलेशिया में, सिंगापुर में सिंगापुर डॉलर्स है, लेकिन उसका वैल्यू इज़ डिफरेंट फ्रॉम ऑस्ट्रेलियन डॉलर्स. सो फाइनली व्हेन वी वांट टू कंपेयर, हम हमेशा US डॉलर्स, दैट मीन्स अमेरिकन डॉलर्स में तुलना करते हैं. सो वी डोंट काउंट इन रुपीज़ how many rupees were earned by India in one financial year. Now, how will we compare? Let us see. In a comparison, the first thing that we saw was income. We saw that the income is always taken in US dollars, okay, this income. So, if a country earns more, now per capita income, average income and national income, ये 3 concepts जो हम सीखेंगे, please understand. In income, you will learn national income, average income and per capita income, okay. Now, the national income of our country might show a very nice big amount and you will feel very happy, India earns so much. But when we talk about per capita income यानी हर एक व्यक्ति की आमदनी, very often we find that is what is important because that reduces. Okay, let's take one example. Suppose in one family there is a person who earns about 10,000 rupees. Okay, he earns 10,000 rupees and this person has 2 children. There is only one person who earns. So, the total income will be 10,000, but per capita will be 10,000 divided by 4 because husband, wife and 2 children, 4 in the family. So, this will give only 2,500 per person. तो हर एक के नसीब में सिर्फ इतना आता है. So, in India, even if we see a very nice big national income, because our population is so high, हमारी लोक संख्या इतनी है कि पर पर्सन हर एक के नसीब जितना आता है वो बहुत ही कम होता है. Unlike the developed countries where both husband and wife work, then later on both the children work, in India very often it happens that only one person in the entire family works, which is why per capita income कम दिखेगा, total income जितना भी दिखे. So when we take out an average, now average also is not a good way of understanding national income. Let us take one Tata or Birla, okay, or Ambani. Suppose his earning is 1 crore rupees. And let us take one beggar. तो एक भिखारी लिया या जिसका कोई आमदनी है ही नहीं, तो he earns 0. So 1 crore and 0, when you take the average of these 2 people, you will think it is half crore. आपको लगेगा बहुत अच्छा एवरेज है इंडिया में, आधा करोड़ कमाते हैं. नो, देयर इज डिस्पैरिटी इन इनकम. डिस्पैरिटी यानी बहुत फर्क है. एक वन फुल ग्रुप इज नोन एज द हैव्स एंड दिस ग्रुप इज नोन एज द हैव नॉट्स, यानी जिनके पास नहीं है. Basic needs also are not fulfilled. So this kind of disparity is not good. Generally in a developed country, of course, there will be difference. Relatively, somebody will be richer, somebody will be poorer, but in general, everyone will have what their basic needs are at least fulfilled in a developed country. And when we talk about so much disparity, so we get different concepts when you take national income, यानी पूरे country में कितनी कमाई हुई, average, that is when you add all of them and then divide according to how many people, and then that also gives you the per capita. So average income can give you a false idea. Per capita income in a country like ours always shows very, very low. Okay, so the first thing that we do when we compare, in comparison of countries to see which is developed and which is not, is first we see the income. Have you understood the concept? Now we go on to the second point, public facilities. What public facilities are available for people? Sometimes I might be very rich, but in my state where I live, maybe metro rail is not available, air conditioned buses are not there, or luxury buses are not available. So even though I have the money, the facility is not there. In a developed country, generally this facility is available to nearly everybody and most people can afford it. HDI is the third thing that we look at. Now the full form of HDI is Human Development Index. In HDI, what all do we consider? First, life expectancy. How long does a person live generally? Now, Japan is considered to have the highest life expectancy because of the kind of food, the nutrition, the lifestyle. So, they live for a very long time. Life expectancy, with that one more we can take, infant mortality rate, opposite of this. If infant mortality rate is high, life expectancy will be low. That means they are inversely proportionate. If life expectancy is high, then infant mortality will be very low. जहाँ पे छोटे छोटे बच्चे मर जाते हैं एक साल के अंदर, वहाँ पे naturally life expectancy ज़्यादा नहीं होगी. जहाँ पे life expectancy ज़्यादा है, वहाँ पे बच्चे जीते हैं, एक उम्र तक पहुँचते हैं, and that is why we say that the life expectancy is high. So a developed country will normally have high life expectancy. Other than that, literacy rate. Literacy rate यानी कितने लोग साक्षर हैं. In India, about 52% people are literate. That means they know how to read and write. I'm not saying educated. Literate, that means they only know how to read and write. Even if you have done 4th standard, even then you know how to read and write, right? So, if the literacy rate is high, in some countries the literacy rate is 90%, 95%, while in our country it is only 52%, which is why we continue to be called a developing country. So literacy rate should be high, education should be there, people know how to read and write, they are educated. The BMI, this is another way of seeing about whether the people are living a good lifestyle or not. Now what is BMI? BMI stands for Body Mass Index. In a country where there is lack of nutrition or malnutrition, यानी जहाँ पे खुराक नहीं मिलती उनको, खाने को नहीं मिलता, तो उनकी क्या हेल्थ बनेगी, क्या उनका बॉडी मास इंडेक्स रहेगा. So all these things basically show us which country is more developed and which one is not. Okay, so income of course is taken first into consideration because as I told you we are talking about economics, so the money matters, and other than that all these other things also matter. So we'll now look at how to compare different countries or states. You might ask, if development can mean different things, how come some countries are generally called developed and some are called underdeveloped? How to decide which are underdeveloped and which are developed? When we compare different things, they could have similarities as well as differences. Okay, so how do we compare it? How do we compare different students? Now, as a teacher, I try not to compare students. But it is very obvious this person always does very well in class, he always comes first. And this person lags behind. He struggles, he tries hard, but he always gets below average marks. So we compare the two students. Okay, now this one is a clever child, this one is not such a clever child. Can I compare them in any other way? Yes. This boy, he is very clever, but he is very short. While this boy, he is muscular, he is tall and well built. So I can compare them where their height is concerned. I can compare them where their weight is concerned. He is 40 kilos while he is nearly 45 kilos. So I can say he is heftier, he is taller. So when I can compare in different ways. I can compare somebody is fair, somebody is dark, somebody is thin, somebody is fat. Okay, so in many ways we can compare. So we are talking about talents, we are talking about interests. Maybe both these students are very talented, but he is very good at singing and he is very good at drawing. So they have different types of talents. The healthiest student may not be the most studious one. He might be very good physically, but here upper story may be khali. The most intelligent student may not be the friendliest one. Now he was very intelligent, but he is not friendly, he is not helpful, he doesn't help others. The criteria we may use depends on the purpose of comparison. Criteria means basis. हम क्यों ये तुलना कर रहे हैं, उस आधार पे हम तय करेंगे कि किसके ऊपर हम जोर दें. यानी हाइट पे, अभी मुझे किसी को एक नाटक में लेना है, इसे राम बनाना है, इसे लक्ष्मण बनाना है, इसे सीता बनाना है, तो I will try to see Ram should look taller than Lakshman, okay, as the older brother. So I might look at the height, or sometimes I may not compare the height. हमें क्विज कॉन्टेस्ट के लिए उन्हें स्कूल रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए, प्रतिनिधित्व करने के लिए भेजना है, तो जिसे ज़्यादा जनरल नॉलेज है तो मैं फिर वहाँ पे उसे चुनूंगी, हाइट के हिसाब से नहीं चुनूंगी. So on the basis of what do we compare, that depends for what you are making this comparison. Still, if some purpose we have to choose the criterion for all-round progress of children, how will we do it? Generally, we take one or more important characteristics and then we compare. This is also true for developing countries. Developing countries will be those which do not have as much income as developed countries. So the first point that we saw, as we know, is income. So this is based on the understanding that more income means more of the things that human beings need. You can have better health because you have more money, you can have better food. It's very easy, कहने के लिए आसान है, आप फल खाओ, भाजियाँ खाओ, लेकिन उसे शायद वो खरीदने में दिक्कत होती हो, वो रोज दाल चावल खाता है. So it's very easy to say. So when we think that if one has money, generally it is assumed, यानी गृहित मान के चलते हैं कि पैसे है, वो ठीक से खा सकता है तो उसकी हेल्थ भी अच्छी होगी. ये भी गृहित मान के चलते हैं कि पैसे है तो वो शिक्षण ले सकता है, so he will be more educated. Whatever people like and should have, they will be able to get with greater income. So greater the income, that means one step ahead towards your goal, you can already start moving. Now, what is the income of a country? The income of a country is the income of all the residents of the country. Each and every person in the country. Income of countries, as we said, was taken in US dollars. Okay, now here World Development Reports have shown countries with per capita income of US dollars, that is 12,616 per annum and above, are called rich countries. Now how will we decide which are rich countries and which are not such rich countries? So when we take 12,616 US dollars per annum, this is what they earn, then they are considered as rich. While if they get lower than 10,035, then they are not so rich. Like India, for example, like around 1530, so that is much less when you get, then they are not considered as rich countries. Middle East, for example, is considered as developed countries. Why? अकॉर्डिंग टू इनकम. नाउ इनकम के दृष्टि से मिडल ईस्ट की जो कंट्रीज़ है, सऊदी अरेबिया, कुवैत, दे आर ऑयल रिच कंट्रीज, दे अर्न अ लॉट ऑफ मनी. So they are considered rich. But when we saw in development, we want equality, we want freedom. Do the women have freedom over there? Do they have equality over there? No. So we may not think of them as developed countries. पहले जब उदाहरण दिया हमने क्यों USA या फ्रांस, इंग्लैंड, जापान उसके उदाहरण क्यों दिए? क्योंकि सिर्फ आमदनी के हिसाब से हम कभी कभी उसे डेवलप नहीं मानेंगे. आमदनी के हिसाब से जहाँ पे बहुत तेल है वहाँ पे भी of course they will be rich, but they may not have equality or freedom. Income and other criteria. Now when you say income and other criteria, यानी और क्या हम देखते हैं? First तो हमने income देखा. For example, in your book also they have given you. Now states का जब comparison करना है, can you see over here that Kerala earns a lot more than Punjab. Punjab also earns quite a lot, but compared to that, Bihar, you can see that the income is quite low. Similarly, infant mortality rate. कितने बच्चे जी पाते हैं? So that also has been seen. You can see in Bihar, infant mortality rate is 44, which is very high. Now जब हम 44 बच्चे जी नहीं पाते कहते हैं, this is out of every 1000 children. हर 1000 बच्चों में से जो पैदा हुए 44 जीवित नहीं रहते. So that is a very high rate of infant mortality. So naturally we will not consider Bihar as developed as we will consider Kerala or Punjab. Now in Kerala you can see it is only 12. Kerala has the lowest infant mortality in India, while Bihar has one of the highest mortality rate. So what does it show? That development is not only according to money, it is also according to how many people manage to live beyond a certain age. What about public facilities? Now, how is it that the average person in Punjab has more income than average person in Kerala, but lags behind in crucial areas? यानी केरला में शिक्षण भी हाई है, लेकिन इनकम जो है पंजाब में भी हाई है, लेकिन शिक्षण उतना नहीं है. इन्फेंट मोर्टेलिटी पंजाब में हाई है तो केरला में इट इज़ वेरी लो. सो money in your pocket cannot buy all the goods and services that you may need to live well. Just having money may not assure that you will get whatever you want. Now suppose you live in a desert. आप जहाँ पे रेती है, जहाँ पे डेजर्ट एरिया है, ऐसे जगह रहते हैं. पैसे हैं आपके पास, लेकिन यहाँ पे फल नहीं उगते या भाजियाँ नहीं मिलती. सो यू कैनॉट बाय इट. यू हैव मनी बट यू कैनॉट बाय इट. तो आपका जो जीवन स्तर है सिर्फ पैसों से नहीं आता. What can you enjoy with that money? That will give you a lifestyle. So income by itself is not a complete adequate indicator of material goods. For example, your money cannot buy you pollution-free environment. You are living in a very fancy house, but you have to keep your windows shut because outside there is a lot of pollution. So you have money, you have a very nice house, but you cannot buy pollution-free environment. On the other hand, somebody else lives in the village. He just has one small house, but he lives in a pollution-free environment. He does not have money. So then sometimes we wonder, what is development? Having a developed country means rich, but living in a polluted country? Or maybe not so much money, but at least having clean air, clean water. Unadulterated food. Unadulterated means जिसमें मिलावट नहीं की है. तो कभी कभी आप पैसों से जो खरीदते हैं, आज सब कुछ मिलावट का ज़माना होने के कारण पैसों से जो भी आप खरीदते हैं, मे बी इट इज़ नॉट प्योर घी, उसमें वनस्पति मिलाया है, आप कह नहीं सकते. सो यू मे नॉट हैव अ वेरी गुड स्टैंडर्ड. और गांव में वो एकदम शुद्ध घी का खाते हैं, उनके पास पैसे नहीं होंगे शायद, तो क्या उन्हें डेवलप्ड कहेंगे? So it becomes very difficult that income cannot be the only criteria or cannot be the only basis for deciding whether you're developed or not. Actually, for many important things in life, also the cheapest way is to provide these things and services collectively. तो ये जो public services है, ताकि सभी को मिले, the best way is जब government provides them. Government does not do things for profit. It sees to it that it reaches everyone, welfare of everyone. So collectively, when together it is for everyone, that time good services can be provided. If it is private, it will always be expensive. So some people will get that facility, they will be able to afford it. For example, going to a doctor. If it is expensive, the rich can go to a doctor. They can get good medical facilities, but the poor may not be able to. So the government provides it for them too. So they can also have good health. Education. Education being expensive, government provides free education for some children who cannot afford to go to private schools, so they can go to government schools. They also can get education. The whole locality, or for each house to have one security man, is very difficult. But if you have for the full society one watchman, अभी हमारे एक घर के लिए हम एक वॉचमैन रखें तो वो महंगा पड़ेगा, लेकिन पूरे बिल्डिंग के लिए या सोसाइटी के लिए जब हम वॉचमैन रखते तो वो इजी होता है, सभी को वो कम भरना पड़ता है और सभी को सिक्योरिटी मिलती है. Would you be able to study if you didn't have money? Not unless your parents could afford to send you to a private school. So you're actually able to study because many children also want to study. अगर आपके एक जन के लिए स्कूल खोलनी होती तो इट वुड बी वेरी एक्सपेंसिव, बट सभी बच्चों को पढ़ना होता है तो आपको जो फीस भरनी होती है वो कम होती है, उतनी नहीं होती, बिकॉज ऑल द डिफरेंट चिल्ड्रन पे. सो कलेक्टिवली यानी समूह में कुछ भी हम करना चाहे तो हम ईजिली कर सकते हैं, वो इतना महंगा नहीं पड़ता. सो वी विल ऑल्सो सी नेक्स्ट टू इनकम. We saw income is of course important, and the next thing that we saw is also the public facilities. In public facilities, what can we take basically? Health, education, security, good transportation, okay, so clean water, pollution free air, all those things come in the facilities that you enjoy. Now Kerala has low infant mortality, as we saw, so naturally the life expectancy will be high. Kerala also has high literacy rate, and of course, life expectancy is connected with your nutrition, because if your health is good, your life expectancy will be good. So HDI या Human Development Index केरला का high माना जाएगा और बिहार का low माना जाएगा. Now, government has also started PDS shops, that means public distribution system, where ration में आपको धान मिलता है जो इतना महंगा नहीं होता है तो सभी खा सकेंगे. So government has provided you health facilities, education, and also the ration shop or the PDS. So in different ways. Now here in your book they have given one example. One way to find out if adults are undernourished is to calculate the BMI. That means you take the weight of a person, divide the weight by the square of the height. If this figure is less than 18.5, then the person would be considered undernourished. If you find it very difficult, basically a person has to have minimum 1200 calories, okay, per day. If you are a hard working person, that means आप श्रमिक है, तो 2400 calories are recommended. If you are pregnant, maybe you need to eat a little more. So depending on the kind of job, आप बैठ के काम करते हैं या आप श्रम का काम करते हैं, उस हिसाब से आपका खाना या खुराक जो है वो होना चाहिए. उतना आपको मिलता है कि नहीं, तो BMI आपके हाइट और वेट के हिसाब से कैलकुलेट किया जाता है. शायद आपका वेट ज़्यादा हो, but doesn't mean that you have got the right nutrition. Are you getting the right mix of everything? That means carbohydrates, proteins, everything that your body requires. So that is also one of the criteria of human development. If you see in your chart in your book, they have given you per capita gross national income. Now you can see here Sri Lanka has a higher income than India, while ours is much higher than Pakistan, Myanmar, Nepal, Bangladesh. So among all India and its neighbors or the SAARC nation, you can see Sri Lanka enjoys much higher income or per capita income as compared to our country. So that is of course the first thing where income is concerned. Sri Lanka is better off than India. Okay, now if you look at the second point, life expectancy. Also you can see in India it is 65.8, while in Sri Lanka it is 75.1. So life expectancy is also much better in Sri Lanka. The third list that you have is literacy rate. Now, in Sri Lanka, they have 91.2% literacy, and ours has gone up to 62.8, which means again Sri Lanka scores higher than India. HDI rank in the world, we are 136th while they are 92. So in every way, whether you talk about income, public facilities, HDI, which includes all these things, Sri Lanka rates much better than India. So when we say Sri Lanka is also a developing country, यानी ऐसे नहीं कि श्रीलंका डेवलप्ड कंट्री में आ जाती है, वो भी डेवलपिंग कंट्री है, लेकिन इंडिया से बेहतर क्या क्या है उनका इनकम, लाइफ एक्सपेक्टेंसी and their HDI or Human Development Index. तो Human Development Index जब हम हमारा नंबर लगाते हैं, we are 136 in the whole world, which is not a very good sign. Isn't it surprising that a small country, such a small country like Sri Lanka, has shown that they can be better in every way? They have come up. We are of course very proud of ourselves because we are better than our other neighbors. But if we try to compare with Sri Lanka, we have to go much further. Many improvements have been suggested in calculating HDI, and many new components have been added by the Human Development Report. That means वो जो report बनाते हैं, ये जो points हमने देखे, income या उनका nutrition, health, life expectancy, ये थोड़े points से अभी और भी points add किए गए हैं. Fixing human development, it has made a very clear that it is important in development is what is happening to citizens of a country. It is people, their health, their well-being that is most important. Do you think there are certain aspects that should be considered in measuring human development? तो आपको अगर लगता है कि इसे और भी points add करने चाहिए, तो कौन से points होने चाहिए? तो मैं तो कहूँगी which I had written earlier, equality, freedom, rights, these also become very important. But normally in economics, rights and all are not taken into consideration. That we see in political science. Suppose for the present that a particular country is quite developed. Okay, now we are taking one example. Suppose there is a very developed country. We should certainly like this level of development to go up further or at least be maintained for future generation. Now developed country, हमने एक उदाहरण के लिए एक developed country ली. Sustainable development means what? ये जो development या तरक्की की उन्होंने, विकास किया, इसको continue रख सकते हैं क्या? अभी तो आपने किया, लेकिन एक हद के बाद में शायद there will be a down period. For example, today Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, they are very oil rich countries. So we really don't call them developed countries. They are rich countries, but they are not very developed. Why? Because as we saw, other things that we are talking about, like freedom, rights, equality, that may not be there in those countries. Today they are rich countries, they have income. Can they continue to maintain that? एक 100 साल बाद जब उनका तेल खत्म हो जाएगा, petroleum gets over completely, can they continue to remain rich countries? Can they remain countries which can continue to see progress? उनका विकास होता रहेगा या बंद हो जाएगा? So whenever we talk about development, development हो चुका है और वो होता रहे. Exactly like your education. Some people feel I am a graduate, I have finished. I have done my post graduation, finished. Education never finishes. आपका विकास जो है वो होता रहता है मरने तक. क्या वो होता है या आप उसको बंद कर देते हैं कि now I have studied enough? Similarly, in a country, when we talk about development, development should be sustainable. It should be a continued development for the future generation also. However, since the second half of the 20th century, a number of scientists have been warning the present type and levels of development are not sustainable. तो साइंटिस्ट का मानना है कि ये डेवलपमेंट आज आपको दिख रहा है, लेकिन 100 साल बाद शायद there will be a downfall of mankind. आप जब आज एंजॉय कर सकते हैं, झाड़ है, फल है, फूल है, लेकिन क्या आपकी नेक्स्ट पीढ़ी उसको एंजॉय कर पाएगी? क्या उन्हें भी प्योर एयर या अच्छा खाना मिलेगा? That is important. Today you may have water to drink, but tomorrow your next generation may not have water to drink. So development should not be such that it is not sustainable. Groundwater, for example, ग्राउंड वाटर इज़ अ रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी, यानी ग्राउंड वाटर हर बारिश के बाद में उसका लेवल बढ़ता है, वो रिन्यू किया जाता है, यानी आज ख़त्म हुआ लेकिन अगले साल फिर से बारिश होगी और फिर से वो भरेगा। आज आपने फल निकाले उस झाड़ से, लेकिन अगले साल फिर से फल आएंगे। दैट इज़ द टाइप ऑफ डेवलपमेंट दैट वी आर लुकिंग फॉर, एंड दैट इज़ नोन एज सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट. So now in resources, we have two types of resources: renewable and non-renewable resources. Okay, these are the two types. अभी जब हम पेट्रोलियम की बात करते हैं या कोयला, so those are non-renewable resources. वो फिर से नहीं बनेंगे. Millions of years are required for them to be made again. And if we keep on finishing them, इसके बलबूते पे हम जो प्रोग्रेस कर रहे हैं, तरक्की कर रहे हैं, इंडस्ट्रीज चला रहे हैं, एक दिन ऐसा आएगा कि कोयला नहीं रहेगा, पेट्रोलियम नहीं रहेगा. So we have to look at renewable resources. For example, solar energy. This will always be sustainable because the sun will never stop shining. We will always get solar energy. Or we can take wind energy, geothermal energy, hydroelectricity. This is also less polluting. So all these type of things we should try to use so that there will be continued progress. It is not that development we are talking about only today, it should also be sustainable in the future. Now here they have given you exhaustion of natural resources. You can see in the Middle East, United States of America, and in the whole world how 1,000 billion million barrels later, soon we will have not many reserves left at all. So we have to see to it that instead of using non-renewable, we should try to use renewable sources of energy. Consequences of environmental degradation do not respect national or state boundaries. This issue is no longer region or nation specific. That means this problem that we are talking about sustainable development is not a problem of one country only. It is a problem of the entire world. Sustainability of development is comparatively a new area of knowledge in which scientists, economists, philosophers, and other social scientists are working together. In general, the question of development or progress is perennial. Perennial, that means it's going to go on forever. At all times, as a member of society and as individuals, we need to ask ourselves, where do we want to go? Where do we want to reach? What do we want to achieve? What are our goals of development? And then we can decide whether this is what we want, this is what we want to achieve, and exactly what you achieve will make you developed or not developed.